I would like to start the video by saying that Marvel did the same thing, and I will list it in 8 things. Fans, do not immediately get angry. While making this list, I sifted through both the comic book wikis and my own physical and mental archives. The deeper I went, the more I saw that, how to put it, there was more from Marvel that DC had stolen from Marvel than from Marvel. It looks like I'll have to turn this into a series, because there are tons more examples such as Moon Knight, Sentry, Wolverine. But for today, let's not mess things up. Here are 8 characters DC copied from Marvel flawlessly. By the way, if this video gets 500 likes, a day later, I'll be posting the 8 characters Marvel stole from DC video. So don't forget to like the video and of course subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. Let's start the list with one of the weirdest. One of the Supermen who appeared after the Death of Superman story was John "Steel" Irons. Wearing a technological armor just like Iron Man, Steel was nicknamed Man of Iron. Of course, if the similarities were limited to these, we would say, "Peh," but both of them are arms dealers as their main business. The fact that after a point they regret the impact of their profession on the world and therefore dedicate themselves to fighting crime, it easily takes the issue from coincidence to fake level. The underwater heroes, both half human, half Atlantean, are both of royal bloodline. Aquaman is an incredibly overt clone of Namor. Even his costume bears disastrous resemblances to Namor. No, dear DC, you should not have called that famous underwater kingdom Atlantis, you should have come up with another name. People can't believe what they're seeing, can they? The Guardian fights crime away from fantasy powers just like Captain America, which was published a year ago. Yes, his main weapon and defense tool is his indestructible shield. But there is a difference. The Guardian is not a soldier like Cap. He is a police officer. It really does sound like a clean hook check. But before you take your hoot, it's good to know one thing. The creators of Guardian and Cap are the same people, Joe Simon and Jack Kirby. So you can see, when DC was flashing, this time it went off, and the original ones were brought. This is probably DC's most brazen, heaviest brother-in-law moment. Marvel's character, the Wasp, may be a little off the beaten track by now, but in the 60s she was a founding member of the Avengers, she even named the team, and was very popular. So when they created a B-themed superhero, in almost the same costume, with the same physique, but only in black, in DC 76, they knew very well that they was screwing the Wasp. Over the years, DC has defended the Bumblebee-Wasp resemblance as, but ours is black. Well, let the Chinese Batman do it in Marvel then. This is truly one of the weirdest stories in DC Marvel conflict history. We don't know who came up with the idea first, but it was DC who technically crashed, as Marvel had Man-Thing in May of 1971 that made it to the first edition. Maybe they really liked the idea in 2 months and hung up on it. We don't know, but it's certainly not impossible. The similarities are terribly many. Both are chemists who have been transformed into creatures you see as a result of terrible accidents in the swamps, and they both have almost the same name. Over the years, they've both become anti-heroes as well. I don't think there was any doubt among DC or Marvel fans when Imperiex first appeared. Marvel officially created and polished a supervillain that travels the galaxy and eats the planets, thinking that we need something like this in our story, in DC, and separated it into its own universe. Generally, the one that strikes is more popular than the one that strikes. We saw this in the last list, but this time the plan did not work like that. Galactus is still one of Marvel's most legendary villains. Neither the name nor the reputation of Imperiex remains in mind. I really couldn't believe it when I was doing the research. Both Lizard and Man-Bat are scientists who originally set out with good intentions. Both, are you ready? In order to overcome their own physical obstacles, they both experiment on them by using the genes of creatures that can overcome that obstacle biologically and naturally. While Lizard is experimenting with lizards to get his missing arm out again. Man-Bat is experimenting with the sonar sense of bats to overcome his deafness. Yes, the result is exactly the same for both. Wow, dude. Look, sometimes you don't have to be the same as origin stories when you steal. Sometimes you just steal it aesthetically. And I understand that. For example, Black Mask, one of the Batman villains, is very similar to Cap's main villain, Red Skull. These are okay. But Black Spider premiered in issue 464 of Batman's Detective Comics, which was released in 1976. At that time, Spider-Man was already one of the most popular comic book characters in the world. You can't make a character that climbs buildings, swinging with the help of a rope or web, in constant slurring mode and publicly calls it Black Spider. I mean, you said to Batman, wouldn't it be great if we did something bad like Spider-Man? He's the amazing Spider-Man. No more inspiration left to take while doing Worst of the Week? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like the video, don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. Until the next video, take care, goodbye.